My name is Miguel Elliott, and I have a business called Living Earth Structures. And I'm very excited to share with you the building process that I've been doing for the past 20 years, doing natural building. It's a great design for providing super low-cost housing for our unhoused residents here in the area. And I understand that there was just an ordinance that was just passed declaring an emergency shelter crisis, which now opens the doors for new innovative design considerations in creating low-cost housing for our unhoused population. The palatable cabin is a really great design for many reasons. It's very affordable, it's fire resilient, it can be earthquake resilient. It involves community participation, which is really great for a lot of the people who have a lot of mental health disorders. This provides a really good opportunity for them to work with other people and create something beautiful that is using their creative outlets. And so I'd like to share with you about the palatable cabin as a possible solution for creating super low-cost housing for our residents here in the county. I did a project in Oakland, California, under the freeway. It was called Cob on Wood. And I think that provides a really good model that we could benefit from here and demonstrate here locally. The structure had a community kitchen, shower, and toilet, a clinic, a free store, a sleeping cabin, and some of the residents of the Wood Street encampment came to participate in the process, and other volunteers. And in about 2 months, we created this beautiful oasis. The material I work with is called cob, which is very similar to adobe. Now with this emergency housing ordinance, we can build these structures using these innovative alternative building methods. Okay, so here we are a week later, and you can see here we've put the cob on the wood. And so you can imagine how beneficial this would be to people who are struggling with homeless issues and with mental health disorders, to be involved in the activity of like art therapy. I call it earth art therapy. The process of putting the earth on the walls and doing creative projects like this can really help to enhance somebody's mental health while building a home for themselves also. And so it's really kind of addressing some of the root causes of homelessness while building the structures together. So thank you for the opportunity for letting me share with you the concept of the palatable cabin, and I look forward to continuing our conversations about creative solutions for providing homes for our unhoused citizens. Thank you very much.
Yes, the palatable cabin by Living Earth Structures. As just mentioned, these structures are framed out of free, used shipping pallets and covered in an earthen cob plaster. A structural engineer out of Oakland, California, has designed these structures to meet strict building codes, and an architect has also done rendered drawings of these structures as well. I am currently on the Big Island of Hawaii working with a friend to build a palatable cabin. The space is being used to provide much needed housing for members of this community. I've been on Maui for the past year working with Cob, building a lot of structures there. I worked on building the very first livable structure in the burn zone in Lahaina. The structure was a 9 by 12 emergency sleeping cabin. It received a lot of good media attention. The structure is to provide a house for someone who lost their home in the fire. The structure is framed with pallets and covered in an earthen cob plaster that we got right from on site. Also on Maui, I was working on building another cabin, also framed out of pallets, and the inside was very nice and cozy, well insulated. Many friends came to help build the structure, and I also built another cabin in Haiku and did cob gazebos, also framed out of pallets. And back in California, I was building a lot of different pallet cob structures, like this outdoor classroom, making beautiful spaces inside. And these are all backyard little palatable cabins, providing housing for people without a whole lot of money. This is a school I built in Florida, also framed out of pallets. The whole structure was all recycled wood, and the students in the school helped to put the cob on the walls. It had a nice lime plaster on the outside to protect the structures from the weather. As mentioned earlier, I worked on building this village in Oakland under the freeway. This was at a homeless encampment, and the residents of the encampment helped to build the structures. We built sleeping cabins, and the structures were able to move. We got forklifts to pick them up and put them on trailers, and we brought them to another place where they currently reside. So these structures can be moved, they can be mobile, put on trailers. I take these structures in parades. This one was on a horse trailer. And so I've done a whole lot of these palatable cabins. I've worked with children, helping to build them. I've done these on farms in different communities in all different shapes and sizes. And you can do square structures or round structures. You can do 2-story structures. You can even do showers with this technique. You can do much larger structures. This is one in California. And just small little huts. These provide a very nice, cozy place for people. You can have a nice living roof. I can envision a whole village built out of these structures. You can have a sleeping space and a kitchen, and the spaces can be very cozy and just feel really, really nice to be inside. You can have lights around the outside. So thank you for letting me introduce you to the concept of the palatable cabin.
An estimated 10,000 people are unhoused in Oakland, California. They don't have safe ways to cook or store fresh food. Basic first aid and medical services are hard to find. There's no easy access to bathrooms or showers. We are building an alternative.
This project represents hope. How do we actually create homes, for the houseless?
Cob on Wood is a project that grew out of the needs of the residents of Wood Street.
The fires we used to have here, they would spread sometimes and people's campers would burn down. So it became an issue with safety.
This is one of the reasons why we need a kitchen, because this is our kitchen right here. This is very toxic, this is very dangerous.
Cooking food on Wood Street is very difficult. We would constantly run out of propane and would just have to eat snacks for the rest of the month.
So here we have our nice refrigerator that is always stocked to the point of busting out. Now that we can have fresh vegetables and cook them right, I think people will start getting a little bit more healthy.
I've just lived my life in there since you guys did finish it, because I'm in there all, every meal, I'm in there all the time, because it's great. I can eat again, I'm probably losing weight because I wasn't eating as much. Because of you that we got a lot of food, right? Thank you.
When you're living with the stress of what you're going to eat or how you're going to care for your body in a very basic way, it leaves you unavailable to think about larger things like how one might get a job or start to navigate the process of applying for housing.
This is the new clinic. So we're brainstorming on what needs to be here. We're talking about all the various supplies that would be needed and the care that can be provided, including an AED machine, wound care, needle exchange.
People out here have barriers to being able to access care in a way that feels dignified. And so it's important that there are places like this where they can be honest and not feel shut down.
Today I was donating some supplies, some medical supplies. People get hurt all the time, and sometimes you can't depend on the ambulance and the fire department to get here on time. Some of us have, advanced life support training, so it helps out.
The free store on the Cobb, oh, you gotta come in.
love it. No money, all kind of items. Once again, at the Cobb, we are doing something for our people here. Books, items for your home, little this, a little that. And also we're taking donations if you have anything that hasn't been extravagant.
So often, people that are unhoused are left out of the conversation, policy decisions, and in terms of their own self-determination.
We were like, okay, well, how do we actually get resources back in the hands of the people, whether it be the medicine, whether it be the food, whether it be like just a sense of dignity.
We got a whole lot done in just a couple months. It's pretty incredible, actually, how fast these structures have gone up. We started off just building the kitchen, doing it framed with the pallets and filled with trash that was here at the encampment. You know, what's really amazing about these structures too, they're super low cost, they're fire resilient, they're very well insulated, and they are great for community participation. This is the Cobb, the sand, clay, straw, local earth that we're using to just put right on the walls. And it's a great skill that the residents can be involved in learning how to do.
Anytime you have an artistic event happening in your life that you're in full control of or any way near control, you have a changing experience with it, of course.
To show unhoused folks that they are deserving of something artisan and intentional, and that hundreds of people are donating their time to build with them, for them. It's planting the seed of them going on an upward trajectory, like, I am worth it, I deserve this, this is for me, let me join it and boost others up in the same way.
There's nothing better that anybody could be doing than living their dream and helping other people at the same time. So that's why, you know, I'll do anything I can to help out around here.
Anything that we can have to educate us, cooking, life skills, hard skills, soft skills, is good. This is the first place I've ever seen like this. It's like Disneyland.
Once folks know about it, then they'll come and participate. I'm excited about learning from people too. Like, somebody was telling me the other day they're going to teach me how to make mayonnaise.
I can come in here in the middle of the night and make hot chocolate.
You gotta have fun to have a community, otherwise nobody's gonna show up, right?
We're hoping that this project will really serve as a design, as a model that can be duplicated.
We're serving 150 people in one encampment with a fraction of the money that it takes government entities to do similar things, and we're doing it rapidly.
We're seeing, well, what do we have around us? What community we have around us? How can we build something from the richness of our community that we currently have?
I see things like this as being pointed at big solution. It's that first step towards being able to live in dignity.
I get my foundation back, and if I get my foundation back, then I can have my family back, and that means more to me than anything anybody can give me.
The residents of Wood Street are now under threat of eviction, and these community support structures that serve them are set to be demolished by mid-May. Help us stand up to